Srivallavan Swami from Chennai all the way to here. Small introduction about Srivallavan Swami from Nisha. Please.
संतुमित करम्बित गुणा वद्यानि पद्यान्नः तस्यास्मि चतके कदम सदम्बु कटके दोषश्रुति क्षाम्यसि निष्प्रत्यूह वृषाद्रि निर्झर झरत्कार चल्ले चलन दीनालंबन दिव्य दंपतिदया कल्लोल कोलाहल श्रीमते रामानुजाय श्रीनारायण. In Dayashatakam Stotram, Swami Vedanta Desika personifies Lord Venkatanatha and Mahalakshmi's Daya or mercy as a compassionate mother and divine mediator figure who recommends and pleads for us who are flawed and incapable of rigorous spiritual effort. He praises her endless glory and seeks that she showers her blessings on us and guide us on the path of mukti or salvation. On that note, I'd like to wish everybody a happy, healthy, prosperous, and bhakti-filled 2026. It is indeed the blessing of the Daya Devi that we begin the new year at the lotus feet of the Divya Dampati here at our beloved Anandanayam as we embark on a 2-day spiritual journey exploring our Sampradaya principles and values. Having undergone tutelage in Sri Vaishnavism from his father, Sri K.K. Devarajan Swami, a renowned scholar, Sri Vallavan Swami has been performing upanyasas for the past 15 years on various Sampradaya topics, including Tirupave, Srimad Ramayana, Bhagavad Gita, Ramanuja Siddhanta, to name a few. To honor the prolific orator he is, Sri Vallavan Swami has been the recipient of many accolades, including contributions to spirituality and discourses by Karthik Fine Arts, Excellence Award by Kamban Karagam from former Finance Minister Swami is a frequent commentator for live Sri Vaishnava TV programs, broadcasting temple sermons. He is currently researching on embedding conceptual aspects of traditional Indian spirituality in texts, in organizational and societal contexts, to bring Sanatana Dharma to a wider audience. Not only is Swami an adept upanyasaka spreading Swami Ramanuja's Vishishtadvaita Siddhanta with great tenacity and staunch devotion and passion, Swami is a wizard with colored pencils in creating hyper-realistic art of various deities. Swami has founded and is currently managing the Sat Sampradaya group that imparts education and training courses in Sri Vaishnava philosophy. The organization contributes to the development of innumerable kainkariams in temples by mobilizing funds. To highlight the many other kainkariams that Swami has been engaging in, he has adopted a village near Ambattur and has been driving force in empowering students in 10th and 12th standards, providing free tuitions, resulting in 100% pass rate. Swami has also organized massive relief operations during the Chennai floods, amassing over 15 lakhs to aid the affected. Irrespective of the medium, be it oral, written, artistic, voluntary work, Swami truly embodies and upholds the characteristics of Sri Vaishnava as outlined in Swami Ramanuja Siddhanta. It is our greatest blessing to be amidst him as he delves on today's topic of he, me, it. Before we begin, some housekeeping announcements. Kindly request to have your mobile phones on silent or switched off to not interrupt the flow of the discourse. Parents, please look after your children and ensure you.
Shivanaranam. Vishishtayam Vishishtena Sangam Guna Anubhavi. The best thing, good and best thing joins with the good and best thing. Give more good impact. So here I am requesting Sri Pradeep sir, who is already doing Sanatana Dharma, who is spreading the Sanatana Dharma in this place, to have some words about Swamiji and honor him also. Shivananda.
Joshua, you have to adjust with my voice. day to start with, isn't it? English New Year with the discourse of spiritual discourse by renowned speaker from Chennai. We heard the introduction of our speaker during Kankari. That's really great, because what I tell every Sanatan is that whatever way that we can contribute to the spreading of Sanatana Dharma and Kankari. Wherever I go, I tell them, wherever you see a satsang happening, at least take your family. If you cannot go by yourself, at least make sure that your child or your wife or someone from your family to attend that satsang and contribute something. Because you see, I will tell you, in Sanatana, for Sanatana, it's only the Sanatana can help. Nobody else will come and help you. If you think the government will come and help you, they will not come and help you. I'm telling you this is very bluntly because each one of you can help yourself. At the end of the day, someone comes knocking your door. If you see behind, nobody will be there. You are the last person. That is what it is happening, and we've been seeing everywhere in in our neighborhood. Wishing the English New Year very happy for you all. As our New Year starts in different places, different times. But what the whole world starts with December 31st and January 1st, we also follow the same. But I feel some leader will come in India, in Bharadam, they will start the New Year according to our calendar, and we start celebrating our New Year in our calendar. For that, we all have to be united. You cannot be saying that I am a Tamilian, you are a Malayali, I am a Delhiite, or I am a Uttar Pradesh. No. See, when you get hacked, they will not see you who you are. They will not see you which sampradayam you are. They will see your name. Your name is Ram, you will be hacked. Your name is Anand, you will be hacked. So, my request to all Sanatanis is to make sure that you are united in our sampradayam or in our mind. Anyhow, this is one more thing is that our Bhattacharya, you might have seen his Kankarian here. Look at the Ranganatha Swamiji. I have not visited Ranganatha Swamiji. I was thinking of visiting him next year. Suddenly he said, Sir Swami, we will have a 12 feet Bhagwan here. Yeah, I said, Swamiji, we had the 7 feet last year, Mula Rupam here in the Garbhagrum. So he said, Sir, we will do 12 feet. He said, where you will put 12 feet inside? No, sir, we will put 12 feet here. He did not tell me what it is going to come. I need so and so, so and so, so and so materials I need. So he started from December 1st or like November end onwards. We started materials giving him, and we had our carpenter. He should have come 1 week before. He came 1 week after. So we had some problems. Couldn't do the curves here, Carpenter couldn't do the curves. So he had to do the curves. So it took our Bhattarji, our Riteshji, our Bharat, the down fellow, those guy who looks after take care of the premises cleaning, and all these three people took 30 days to prepare such a magnificent Sri Ranganatharji here in Bahrain, in our Karmabhumi. So these are some of the things that happening in our Ananda Nilayam. Now also we thought during the holidays, we thought of opening, because if you see, we are not opening in the mornings. Till 2023, 24, 25, we have not opened in the mornings, except on Fridays. Now, with the blessings of and the Kripa of our Bhagavan, we thought of opening on the early mornings on holidays. So that is out. Now you are seeing the January 1st. We actually don't celebrate January 1st, but when the world moves, follow them. As I've told you, some leader will come and we follow our Acharam and our New Year on that day. But till that time, we'll follow the English one and celebrate. Okay, thank you very much. My wife saying, stop speech. Jai Shri Ram.
all our request, keep him here. Ranganatha.
Ranganatha Ji Swami will be here till the 14th of January. Makara Sankranti. No, sir. See, when you have such a big, magnificent idol sitting here, you have to do a lot of concurring to that, which cannot be done every day to the Bhagavan. So it has to go, because doing such a concurring to that Bhagavan itself is a great effort. So this big Bhagavan comes here means you have to do a lot of utsavams, lots of yajnas and all. Because I have learned in these 3 years with Shankarji and all these people, some to keep the bigger Bhagwan, you need to have bigger kind of experience and let me thank all our sevaks here, those who have been contributing to the seva of these premises the past 3 years of our inception here, and our Divya Prabandham team. They have been here from day one. Ji was the first one to call me, sir, if Swami is here, I will take care of Swami Ji. So he took care of our Swami Ji for almost like 16, 17 months continuously, coming early morning 4 o'clock and doing the puja and in the evening, and along with Sundar Rajan Ji. And the Divya Prabandham team has been doing the continuum of Friday evening prasadam, which has been done for the past 2 years and 3 years, right? From the day of inception, like April 28, 2023 onwards, they are here. And I would request all the sevaks also, they are also great, because with their support and with their Divya Prabandham support, with our monthly contributors, we've been running these premises in a perfect manner, in a divine manner. And let's start with this English New Year with the discourse continuously happening for 3 days. Request you to come and enjoy the discourse, take something better, and that will prosper your life as well, in your family life as well. Jai Shri Ram. Thank you very much.
विना वेंकटेशं ननाथो ननाथस्तथा वेंकटेशं स्मरामि स्मरामि हरे वेंकटेश प्रसीद प्रसीद प्रियं वेंकटेश प्रयश्च प्रयश्च அகலகில்லேன் இறையுமென்னு அலர்மேல் மங்கை உரைமார்பா நிகரில் புகழாய் உலகமுன்னுடையாய் என்னையாழ்வானே நிகரில் அமரர் முனிக்கணங்கள் விரும்பும் திருவேங்கடத்தானே புகழுன்னில்லாவடியேன் உன் அடிக்குள் அமர்ந்து புகுந்தேனே याया वृत्तिर मनसि ममसा जायतां संस्मृतिस्ते यो यो जल्पः सबवतु विभो नाम संकीर्तनं ते याया चेष्टा वपुषि भगवन् सा भवेद् वन्दनं ते सर्वं भूयात् वरवरमुने सम्यक् आराधनं ते गुणमणिनिधये नमो नमस्ते गुरुकुलतुर्य नमो नमस्ते वरवरमुनये नमो नमस्ते यतिवर तत्त्वविदे नमो नमस्ते आழ்வார்கள் வாழி அருளிச் செயல்வாழி தாழ்வாதுமில் குரவர் தாம் வாழி ஏழ்பாறுமுய்ய அவர்கள் உரைத்தவைகள் தாம் வாழி செய்யமறை தன்னுடனே சேர்ந்து. The moment I entered into this particular space, which is so divine and blissful, it reminded of one thing in Bharat. The moment you enter into the Mahadwaram of Tirumala temple, you just enter into the Mahagopuram, Rajagopuram. You could see a mantapam immediately left side to you, just opposite to the Dvajastambam. That Mantapam has a great history and connection with Srirangam, because that particular Mandapam is called Ranga Mantapam. This Ranga Mantapam is a place which has hosted Sri Ranganatha, that is the Utsavar deity of Srirangam, the great Namperumal. When there was a Mughal invasion in Trichy, that is Srirangam, Swami Pillailokacharya took the Utsavar idol Namperumal along with him, with hundreds of Sri Vaishnavas. On the other hand, Swami Vedanta Desika took the Sutta Prakashikai. Sutta Prakashikai is the great commentary of Sri Bhashya. So there are two treasures for us. One is Pramanam, the other one is Prameyam. Pramanam is something, Pramakaranam iti Pramanam. So you identify things or get to know things through three different aspects of Pramanam. One is Pratyaksham, the other one is Anumanam, the third one is Agamam or Shabdam. So Pratyaksham is something which you infer through your senses. So you have 5 different senses. The sense organs give you the information. How many of you are comfortable with English? How many are comfortable with Tamil? How many are comfortable with Hindi? English. Can you raise your hands? Okay, majority. Tamil? Okay. Other than any other language, so that I can manage in Hindi. Other than these two languages, is there anybody who doesn't know either English or Tamil or not comfortable with these languages? So Hindi? How many are Hindi here? English is better. Okay. So certain terminologies, English is a language which is quite funny, because you say PUT put, but BUT is but. I do not know how it is. There are a lot of things like that in English, where you cannot even conceive quite a few words in English. So we call as adiyan in Tamil. There is no equivalent word even in Sanskrit for that. It has aham in it. Aham means I. The component of I kills the adiyan. So dasoham, that's where you say, but again it attaches aham in it. But in Tamil it is quite pure, that it gives the true nature of a devotee. So quite a few native terminologies, I will have to use it in Tamil or in Sanskrit, then I will have to explain you in English. So I think people would be comfortable with that. Now getting to the point. So when we talk about the Pramanam, we say about Pratyaksham. Pratyaksham is, Aksham refers to the eye. Pratyaksham is something which you see through your eye. Not just your eye, but 5 different sense organs. What are all the 5 different sense organs? Eye, then the tongue, the nose, the skin, then the ears. So these 5 sense organs are called actually Indriyams, which is called Jnanendriyam, through which you infer things. So this is called direct inference. So this is one way of understanding things. So you see here, if you see, it is quite chill. How did you know? You know through your skins. It is quite bright. How did you know? You know through your eyes. The fragrance is quite good, because you know through your nose. The taste of chakra pongal is great, because you know through your tongue. And then the voice is quite scintillating. Not mine. Those who are used to sing better. So those voice will be scintillating. These things you get to know through your ears. All these 5 aspects, 5 different senses gives you information. This is called Pratyaksham. Now coming to the next level of understanding is called Anumanam. There are quite a few things which are not directly inferred through your senses, where you get to infer indirectly. How do you get to infer indirectly? You just see the smoke, but you get to understand that there is a fire. Smoke, the fire is not directly seen by your eyes, but through the smoke, something which is connected to the smoke, which is fire, you get to understand there is a fire there. So the smoke is an indirect inference, fire is an indirect inference, and smoke is something connected to fire. So the indirect inference through senses is called anumanam. Anumanam. So you perceive things. Now, Shabdam. If you're not able to understand about quite a few things through the pratyaksham, which is your senses, or anumanam, which is indirect inference, you get to know through only from the religious texts or the shastras. That is, Veda is the only thing which gives you the truth. The other things, it is, Shabda Pramanam is something which you infer, which is the information that are not, you are not able to process through your senses, you get to process through the Shabda Pramana. Okay. So this Pramanam, the purpose of me talking about the Pramanam, you will get to understand when we go towards the topic. But this Pramanam of this Sri Bhashya by Ramanuja is the wonderful commentary of Brahma Sutram. The Brahma Sutram is the Sutram from Vedanta which was made by Vedavyasa. So now what happens? This Brahma Sutram has a better commentary, an excellent commentary by Sutta Prakashikacharya, which is called Sutta Prakashikai. This particular Sutta Prakashikai helps you understand better about the Sri Bhashya, because even Sri Bhashya is tougher to understand. So this Sutta Prakashikai helps you. Now, this Sutta Prakashikai was available at Srirangam. This Pramanam should also be protected. The Prameyam, through this Pramanam, through this Shabda Pramana, through the Vedanta, you get to understand Bhagavan. Lord Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, he says that I am the only person who is been inferred and understood only through Vedas. I can be understood only from Vedas. Adhau Vedaha Pramanam. Why Veda is a Pramanam? Because it gets to gives you the total preview and understanding of Bhagavan. And Veda is the only way to understand Bhagavan. There is no other way you can understand him better other than the Vedas. So, it is very important. That's where Andal says, Utramudayai. Utramudayai means Drida Pramana Siddhan. The person who is been established beyond doubt as a greatest person and who is a ultimate Lord, he is Bhagavan. He is established only through Veda. Vedat Shastram Param Nasti Nadhaivam Keshavat Param Satyam Satyam Punas Satyam Mridyudya Idamujyate Vedat Shastram Param Nasti Nadhaivam Keshavat Param. There is no Shastram or there is no text, there is no spiritual text that is greater than Vedas, not equivalent to Vedas or greater than Vedas. At the same time, there is no other God who is equivalent or greater to Keshava. So, Keshava is being established, that is Narayana is being established only through this Vedas. Vedaischa sarvaihi ahameva vedyaha. This particular word called eva is called avadharanam. What is avadharanam? Avadharanam is something where, see, I know to speak is one way of saying. I am the only person who knows to speak is the other way of saying. This evagaram pushes the other things out and establishes this particular person. Arjunane Villali. Tamil solrache apdi solrom. Arjunane Villali and Arjunan Villali. These are all two different phrases. When you say Arjunan Villali, Arjuna is one among the bow and arrow player like other players. But now when you say Arjunane Villali, this evakaram stops others. It says that others are not good as great as equivalent as Arjuna while using the bow and arrow. So this evakaram is quite important. Same way Lord Krishna says, Vedaischa sarvaihi ahameva vedyaha. Vedathale nane ariyapadugareen. I am the only person who can be understood from Vedas. This is one way of putting it. The other way, put this evakaram in other areas. I am the person who can be understood only through Vedas. I am the only person who is understood through Vedas. I am the person who can be understood only through Vedas. I can just be understood through Vedas. To realize me, you need bhakti. So this is the interpretation. So Veda is the Mula Pramana, Swata Pramana, Para Pramana, because Mula Pramana, it is the only one Pramana which is not created by man. It is a mere concept. So this particular Veda establishes Bhagavan beyond any, doubts. Even Bhagavan cannot dispute on Vedas. Even Bhagavan says something against Vedas, we don't accept it. Bhagavan took Buddha Avatara. Buddha did some Upadesham. Do we take it into account? No. Bhagavan took the avatara of Kapila. In Kapila Avataram, he does some Upadeshas. We don't take it or consider it in daily life. But Bhagavan took the avataram of Krishna where he dealt with Bhagavad Gita. We get into account and we accept it. The reason behind you accepting Bhagavad Gita is the only reason because it actually confines and it actually confirms to what Veda and Shastra says. So this Veda is apaurushayam. It is not created. It is always present. Now there may be a question. How come Veda will always be present? This is a text which is available in a book. Some text which is in a form of language should have been created. It should have a start date. Maybe it may not have a end date. Why it is not having a start date? To put it very simple, let me give you one analogy. If somebody says, till Sir Isaac Newton talked about gravity, when apple was thrown into the sky, it went on to the sky. It never came back. Can we say that? We cannot say. The concept was gravity is eternal, which was always there. Till Pythagoras understood a plus b, a square plus b square is equal to c square. Before that, a square plus b square was not equal to c square. Can somebody say? Never. He actually discovered the concept was already present. Likewise, Veda is a set of concepts which talks about anything and everything in it, which was put it into a form of language. That's it. So how come this is getting protected? It was getting protected during the Pralaya time by Bhagavan himself within him, and he actually brings it out. Even in our acharyas say that Vedas are not actually newly construed by Bhagavan. It is actually spelled out after the Pralaya. I would request people to be quite silent, please. Please. Yeah. So now what happens is Vedam is something which was revealed out by him. Then it was used by these people. Then he takes it within him during the destruction and gives it out when he creates. That's it. So always Vedam is a permanent concept like Bhagavan who is always there. Vedam is also always there. Now coming to this point, this particular Vedanta Grantha of this Sutta Prakashikacharya's Vedanta Grantha was taken up by Vedanta Deshika to protect it. On the other hand, the Bhagavan who has been spelt, who has been dealt by Veda, who is the Prameyam, the one who is understood from the Pramanam called Veda is called Prameyam. The person who is understanding it, the knower, is called the Pramata. So, Pramanam is the body of knowledge, Pramanam is the body of knowledge, and the Prameyam is the content of from the knowledge, and Pramata is the person who gets to understand about the Prameyam through Pramanam. So, he is the Prameyam. Pramanam was Sutta Prakashikacharya, Sri Bhashya. Pramata was Pallalokacharya and other, bhaktas, including Vedanta Deshika. Now, what happens? Vedanta Deshika goes on the other way. Pallalokacharya goes towards, Madurai, taking Namperumal into his hand. Now, if you go to Madurai near Kallalagar temple, there is a place called Anai Malai, which is an elephant mountain or elephant hill. It will be looking like elephant. Underneath that, this particular Perumal was kept for 12 years. Then, on getting to understand that these people are chasing Madurai, this Perumal was taken out through some forest area and he goes through Nagarkoil to Kerala. Then goes to Alapura. Then comes to Karnataka. Then in Karnataka he stays near Tirunarayanapuram and then comes to In Tirunarayanapuram he stays. Then he comes to Tirumalai. Okay. So what happens is, during this period, hundreds of people followed Namperumal. Finally, when he came to Tirumalai, there were only two people. There were only two people. All these people lost their life to protect Namperumal. And then he came to Tirumalai. In Tirumalai, there was a particular mantapam was created for this particular Perumal, and who was staying for years in Tirumalai. That mantapam is called Ranga Mantapam. Okay. The moment you enter, this Ranga Mandapam is on the left side of you, where Namperumal resided. And then once straight you go, crossing the Dvajastambam, you get to understand and get to know about and get to see, have the view and darshan of the Venkatesha Tirumalayappa Swami. Now, this particular place resonates the same view. The moment you enter, on your left side, you see the Ranganatha, who is none other than the Moolamurti of Namperumal, and this is more like a Ranga Mantapam. And then that is the Ananda Nilaya Vimanam, under which Sri Venkateshwara Swami is there. So, Tirumala is truly recreated here for this Margazhi month for you people. And you can have a great view at the same time as the, as the founder of this place told you people that, this Perumal will have to be moved out. Yes, because he has to go to Srirangam, right? One day. So, he will be going to Srirangam. So, likewise, this has to host many Perumal, not just Namperumal or Periya Perumal. So, with this view about divine view, let us get into the topic. This just came into my mind in the morning when you all, told about it. When I had a darshan of it, I thought I should conceive this and say it to you. But let us get into the topic. He, me, and it. By now, people would have guessed what I am going to talk about. Let me break the ice. It is Tattvatrayam. What is Tattvatrayam? Tattvam. What is Tattvam? Tattvam are called elements, matters, and the sentinel and non-sentinel beings, and Ishvara. There are three Tattvams. Every individual who has the desire to attain salvation must know. One is Chit, the other one is Achit, the third one is Ishvara. But ultimate matter of knowledge is Ishvara. It's enough to know Ishvara. It is not even required to know about Achit, or not even required to know about Chit. The moment you know about Ishvara, you get to know about everything. There was a person called Uttalaka. This particular person, this is a story from Veda, where Uttalaka told his son to go and get to understand and get jnana and come back. When he comes back, he questions, did you understand? Did you understand? The one which you understand, you get to understand everything. There is only one thing which you got to understand. If you understand that particular thing, you get to understand everything in this world or universe. The particular one thing is called Bhagavan. So if you get to understand true knowledge of Bhagavan is the greatest knowledge, no other knowledge can equal it, and he is everything. When you know about the omnipresent Bhagavan, you get to know about everything in this world. So, how to get to know? Karanam tu deyaha. The person who is the causal aspect of everything, you get to understand him, then you understand everything. But now the question is, why should I understand about Chit, who is the Atma, Achit, who is the non-sentinel being like these particular things which doesn't have Jnana and Ananda? Achitnu sonna uyir al porul, Chitnu sonna uyir ulla porul, Ishwaran sonna the person who is actually controls and dominates these two beings. That is Uyir al porul and Uyir ulla porul. So, is it not enough to know about Ishvara? Why should I know about Achit? Why should I know about Chit? This might be the question. So, is it not, now here in this topic, he refers to Ishvara, me refers to the Chit, it refers to the Achit Tattva, where you cannot or you will not be able to attribute any Jnana and Ananda to it. So you call it as it. Akrinai. When you call in Tamil, we call it as Agrinai. Now coming to the point, why should I know about this particular being or this particular being? Why should I know about this and me? Is it not enough to know about Bhagavan? Yes, you got to know about Bhagavan. There is no doubt about it. You got to know about you because what is your relationship with Bhagavan? What is the way to attain Bhagavan? Who are you as a person to attain Bhagavan? That's more important. When you know about him, you got to know about you also. Then why should I? Okay, that's fine. Let me know about myself. Let me know about Ishvara. Why should I know about something which is not connected to me and Ishvara? You got to know about it because it is the only thing that stops you from reaching Ishvara. This particular Achit Tattva is the one which stops you from reaching Ishvara. So you got to know about the Achit Tattva. It is very important to know about he, the Bhagavan, me, the self, it, the Achit Tattvam. That's where in a grantham called Tattvatrayam, Sri Pillilokacharya says that Mumukshuvana Chetananukku Moksham Undambodu Tattvatraya Jnanam Undagavandum. People have different desires. Chaturvida bhajante mam jana sukritnyorjuna artho jignasur artharthi jnanischa paradarshapa. There are four kind of people who actually come and fall in my feet and get things what they desire and go. These desires can be classified into four different forms. One is artaha. Artaha, the one who wants to get the aishwaryam or the money which he has lost. Okay, worldly things. Jignasu, the one who wants to actually enjoy his own self, the Atma. Artharthi, Artharthi is the one who wants to get, now he is very poor, but he wants to become rich. Aishwarya. Now, the fourth one is the one who wants me. Who wants me? I like all these four people, but out of these four, the Jnani who actually desires to get me, who wants to reach me, is actually the Atma of mine. Jnani tu Atmaiva mematam. Krishna says that Jnani is my Atma. So now coming to this particular point, this particular Jiva has four different desires. Jivas actually has four different types of desires, of which the one who wants to attain Bhagavan is called as Mumukshu. The word moksha means, what is moksha? Can somebody say what is moksha? Let us have it quite interactive too. Moksha, what is moksha? Yes. Salvation. What is salvation?
Free from.
Exactly. Free from rebirth. Moksha doesn't mean reaching Vaikuntha. The straight meaning of moksha means moktum ichuhu mumukshu. The one who has the desire to get liberated is called mumukshu. So moksha refers to liberation. So then why do we call reaching Vaikuntham is liberation? Or reaching Golokam is liberation? Why do we call so? Reaching the adobe of Bhagavan is called liberation. Why do we call so? Because when you are free from karma, which is punya and papa, the soul reaches him. Soul can reach him only when you are out of punya and papa. It is not only I am out of papam. I have a lot of punyam. I can reach Bhagavan. You cannot reach Bhagavan. Papam is a negative aspect of your enjoyment. Punyam is the positive aspect of your enjoyment. That's it. When you have a lot of punyam, you got to be born again and enjoy it. When you have a lot of papam, you got to be born again and suffer for it. That's it. Either you enjoy or either you suffer, you don't reach him, you are here. So, punarapi manaram, punarapi jananam. It again happens. Mari palabirappum pirandu, Nammalvar says. So, you are born again, die again. Born again, die again. The cycle of birth and death, you get to get released from the cycle of birth and death. That is called moksha. So the moment you gets released, you reach him. That is the place where you don't come back. The only route which doesn't have a U-turn is the route called Archiradi Margam. Other routes always has a U-turn. This Margam, either to reach Bhagavan or Krishna, is the only route which doesn't have a U-turn. You need not be born again and again and again here and be suffering. Today, something which is an enjoyment today is actually a burden tomorrow. This particular body, which helps me to enjoy much at the age of 70 or 80, this becomes a quite a burdenful thing where I'm not able to move out as per my wish. I need my son or my daughter to take me out even for, having a cup of water. So, something which is good today is not good tomorrow, is not enjoyable tomorrow. This is the suffering which we are into. When you are out of the suffering, then that is called moksha. That moksha is nothing other than the lotus feet of Bhagavan. So, it is called Paramapada. The person who has a desire to get liberated from this particular, samsara mandala, he is called mumukshu. He needs to know these particular three important things: the knowledge of Chit, the knowledge of Achit, the knowledge of Bhagavan, Ishvara. Without which he will not be able to reach Bhagavan. Why? You need to know who you are. Then only you will know what do you want. Once you know who you are and what you want, then you got to know what stops you from reaching there. Even now, it is very important to map. When you go to goal setting, when you look about goal setting in your career or in your personal spree, you need to know what you want. Before knowing what you want, first you know who you are. The moment you know who am I, then only you will get to know what I want. If I am a lion, for me a deer a day is important. If I am an elephant, for me lots and lots of greens are more important. If I am a cow, for me grass is more important. So how do I realize myself is more important than before deciding what I want? The moment you realize your full potential, then you get to understand what you want. The moment you know what you want, then you look for how to achieve it. By the way, you can then look for what are all the things that stops you from achieving it. That is Achit. That is a fantastic concept called Artha Panchakam. These 5 different things are more important. Mikka Iranilayum, Meyyam Uyirnilayum, Takka Neriyum, Tadayagi Tokkiyalum, Ulvanayum, Valvanayum. Swaswarupam, the knowledge of the self. Paraswarupam, the knowledge of the ultimate goal, who is Bhagavan. Upaya Swarupam, the route that takes you to that particular ultimate goal is called Upaya Swarupam. Virodhi Swarupam, the obstacles that stops you from reaching there is Virodhi Swarupam. Palaswarupam, the characteristic feature or what you're going to enjoy out of reaching there is called Palaswarupam. Even in this worldly things, for any better project planning, you got to use these 5. This is an Indian concept which we have forgotten and which we have put it into our shelves to read at the age of 60 once we get retired. The greatest problem of ours is that we open the spiritual books only when we retire. Okay, but it has to be dealt at the age of 16, at the age of 14. Once you deal with it, you get to know about the whole stuffs, and the leadership qualities and ability to handle the worldly things will be very easy for you, because you would have already known the art of handling the spiritual aspect. So now these 5 things, coming to these 5 things, Mikka Irenelai. The moment you want to do a simple thing, you want to conduct a marriage in your family. Sir, you told it is very simple. It is not actually a simple thing for us. That is the reason we are here, and we are here to earn all this money and get to have our sisters or brothers or children settled better. So I want to get him married better. So there are quite a few people who come to abroad to earn money for sisters' marriage or brothers' marriage or so. Marriage is not an easy thing. So let us have that as an example. What is your ultimatum? You get your sister or ward or son or daughter married. You fix it. That is Mikka Irenelai. Now, Meyyam Uyirnilai. You get to understand about your own self. What is your ability and capability and capacity to conduct this particular marriage? Meyyam Uyirnilai, who you are with reference to this marriage. Takkaneri, what is the way which you are going to adopt so that you can get this marriage properly done? What is the matrimonial side you are going to look at, or who is the person who is going to be the mediator and who is going to talk to that particular family, and how do you get to understand that the expectations of the bride and bridegroom, All that is called Takka Neri, the root. Tadayagi Tokiyal, what are all the possible risks? What are all the possible risks? There may be a probability of weather which can halt the marriage, or there may be some old people in your family who is expecting to, go to Bhagavan, and finally you get to understand you should stay till alive till my marriage is done. So all that you got to look at what are all the obstacles, and you need to make things ready for it. Possible obstacles, and then once you get the children married, what is that you're going to attain out of getting them married? Quite a few people, I am already old. I need somebody to take care of me. So I need a daughter-in-law. So I'm getting my son married. This may be your, ultimate goal or ultimate, thing which you're going to get out of the marriage. Or my son needs a companion. He is alone at Bahrain. So let him get married so that he will have somebody to take care of him. So my daughter is not aware of these worldly things. So I want to hand over her to a better person. So I'm getting her married. There are a lot of things you are getting out of a marriage. So that has to be mapped. When you are having this blueprint, half of the things are ready. There is a better project planning. But now what we do? We go for PMP tools and other stuff to get certified. And why can't we get to understand from our, spiritual texts? Everything is available here. So this Artha Panchakam is an extension of Chitta, Achita and Ishvara. Chit is Swaswarupa, that is who you are. Achit is the Virodhi Swarupa, the obstacle. Ishvara is the Upaya Swarupa and also the Palaswarupa and Paraswarupa. The Ishvara is the one who is the ultimate goal, and the route to attain him is also Ishvara, Bhagavan, that is Sharanagati. And then at the same time, you are going to enjoy the service to Ishvara there. The purpose of coming to this satsangam, the purpose of doing service here, do you know why? Not to attain moksha, to make him happy, that's it. When you say you are a servant, the primary purpose of a servant is to make his master happy. This is what you are going to do in Paramapadam. This particular aspect, whatever you are doing it here in this temple or any other temple of your desire, helps you to practice that particular, servant attitude even in Paramapadam. That's it. This is a pinnacle what is going to happen in Paramapadam in a better way, and in whatever form you want, whatever way of service you want to do, you can go and do there. So here you actually take training to do it there. That is the purpose of Kainkaryam. Coming to this particular point of, these three aspects, Chit, Achit and Ishvara, now dwell into Chit, because first you got to know about what we are, what the souls are like. Chit, what is Chit? Chit refers to the Atma. Atma is called Chit. This particular soul is called Chit. So Atma is different from the body. Atma is different from the body. How Atma is different from the body? When I have a headache, I say, I have an headache. I don't want this. Enough. I have an headache. My head is aching. My leg is paining. My throat is paining. You never say, I am paining. You say your body is paining. But you don't say, I am paining. Why don't you say, I am paining? Why I say, my body is paining? Because you unconsciously differentiate yourself from your body. You are different from your body. Your unconscious differentiation should become conscious. That's where the true knowledge about self happens. That's it. This unconscious differentiation, if it happens consciously, that's where the true knowledge is gained about self. About yourself. Why do I differentiate myself from my body? Because I am always different from body. I am not something which is this. See, for example, I walk today with 2 legs. Either I weigh 20 kg or 80 kg, 100 kg, it doesn't matter. I'm able to walk. But the moment something goes out of this body, which is quite important, the one who walked with 2 legs requires 8 legs to carry. Why? The one which was talking, I, Swami, when you say Swami Ella, Appa Varum, my benevolent dad, please come. All that you say, always you say he is coming. The moment his soul departs his body, what do you say? Do you still say he is coming? It is coming. It is carried. The respect called he, or respect called me, or respect called I happens only when something which is different from the body resides in this body. That's called the Atma. So Atma is always different from the body, Deham. Atma is different from this Indriyam. That is, Indriya is body parts. Atma is different from the Manas, the mind. The mind is different from the Atma. Mind is not Atma. Mind is one other controlling sense of these 5 different aspects of Jnanendriya and 5 different aspects of Karmendriya. We will deal about Karmendriya and Jnanendriya when we talk about it. Okay. So, Atma is different from the mind. Atma is different from the intellect. So, intellect is different from the Jnana. So, Atma is not body because you differentiate it by saying, I am coming. No, sorry, you differentiate it from by saying, my body. This Atma is not Indriya. You differentiate it by saying, my hand is paining, my leg is paining, my eyes are burning. Then this Atma is different from mind because you say, my mind, that is Manas. This Atma is different from intellect. You say, Ennodaya moolaikku ettala. I am not able to conceive it out of intellect, whatever I have. So then what is Atma? Atma is not body. Atma is not Indriya. Atma is not mind. Atma is not intellect. Then what is it? That's where it is listed. A big list is given. First, the Atma is Ajadam. What is Ajadam? Swayam Prakashaka. Atma doesn't need somebody to show who it is. The moment you switch off the light, you cannot find anything here. Correct? You cannot find anything here. So, you need something, some device to show what is available here, which is called light. You need sun to get to know what is happening around the world. The light helps you and shows you other things because those things doesn't have the capacity of self-illuminating. But it is not so in the case of light. Light shows itself and light shows others. So Atma is something which shows itself, which is Prakashaka by its own. It doesn't need a third source to show it. It does not need another light to be known. It reveals its existence by its own. The moment the child is born, it cries. It pushes his hands. It cries. Then you get to know that a new, being is born into this world. The Atma is there in the body. But why do people are crying if the child doesn't cry when it is born? Man is quite, quite interesting person. The moment your child is born, you want your child to cry. If not, you cry. The moment the child is grown, you don't want your child to cry. If it cries, you cry. Correct. So, all cries are not sad. The moment your child comes to this world, it starts crying. That is the difference between Nammalvar and others. Nammalvar, the moment he is born, he doesn't cry. He hasn't cried. He was not crying. Because this crying or something happens out of a Vayu called Shatam. Nammalvar's name is called as Shatakopaha. Kopam refers to the anger. Shatakopan means the one who pushed out this particular ajnana out of his particular kopam called hunkaram. That is why he is called a Shatakopa. When did Nammalvar get jnana? The moment he is born, he got jnana. How this happened? Why is it not happening to me? You cannot question the Swatantriyam of Bhagavan. If it happens to Nammalvar, if it doesn't happen to you, and if you start questioning it, then you are starting to question his independence. He is starting to question his freedom. Bhagavan is free from any other's control. He can do anything at his will. So it happened to Nammalvar. So this particular ajnana called something gets into you. The moment it gets into you, you start crying. The moment you cry, people out of you celebrates that cry. And they give sweets. Why? This particular crying is an expression of that the life is born. The Atma has come out. Now you have a material called scanning and other stuff. You get to understand at the 4th month and 5th month where the embryo is getting to grow properly or not, and all that, whether it has life or not, all that. But in those days, you are not having it. Right? So, this entry of soul into the body called Achit creates the body into life. So, this particular Atma, that is a pure example of, it is always there. At the same time, this is Swayam Prakasam because you are always blissful. How Atma can enjoy, how Atma can Swayam Prakashaka. When we say about Atma being Swayam Prakashaka, it is always gets to self luminous. How can you understand? You can easily understand by your sleep. When you are sleeping, nothing happens. When you are sleeping, nothing happens. You sleep for 8 hours. There are people who sleep for 12 to 14 hours, and there are people like Kumbhakarna who sleep for 6 hours, 6 months altogether. Kumbhakarnanum Tottu Munakke Perum Tuyildan Tandano. Andal says, hey Gopi, you are sleeping like anything. When Kumbhakarna went out of this world, did he gift you his sleep to you so that you are sleeping like this? He's asking that lady. So, the moment you get out of your sleep, you had a sound sleep in the afternoon. Swami, my last night was so tiring. We had a great celebration for the new year. Today I am going to have a deep sleep. Go, once this particular program is over, you got to sleep for 2-3 hours. The moment you get up and have a cup of coffee, you say, the sleep was so enjoyable. I enjoyed sleeping. The two, than the night sleep, the day sleep is quite enjoyable. Correct. ராத்திரி 8 மணி நேரம் தூங்குறத விட மத்தியானம் 3 மணி நேரம் தூங்குறது ரொம்ப சந்தோஷமா இருக்கு. Correct. So you enjoy. What do you enjoy? You never moved your hand, you never moved your leg, you never listened to your music, you never looked at your TV, you never looked at your phone, you never scroll Instagram, you never scrolled Facebook, you never looked at your the recent stuff. All that you never looked at anything. Correct. Then how come you enjoy? Nothing happened. No activity happened. What enjoyment is there in sleeping? Have you ever thought of it? You never know what is around you. There are quite a few people who sleep. Even an atom bomb is put nearby, they will never get up. There are such kind of sleepers. They are very much gifted, like me. The moment you lie down, you get to sleep within 2 minutes. Till now it is happening to me. That should happen continuously. Okay. So, this particular sleep makes you happy. It is because there is something called Atma within you. This particular Atma is enjoying its blissful state during your sleep. That is the reason the moment you get up, you say, I enjoyed sleeping today. That too, when there are no dreams, the sleep is quite enjoyable too. Correct. So that is the reason, the sleep is a good example that Atma is self-luminous. Atma is Swayam Prakashaka. Then now coming to the next aspect of Atma. Atma is Ananda Swarupa. You are Ananda Swarupa. Like a water which is clear. When you have a clear water, the water should not have any taste. Water should not have any odor. Then that particular water is very good. Okay, likewise, Atma, when it is not in connection with body, or when it differentiates its body, when it has the total control over its body, then Atma becomes Ananda Swarupa. By its own nature, Atma, the pure Atma. Pure Atma means I am a pure soul. Yes, you are a pure soul. I am a pure soul. What makes you impure is your body, that's it. Your contact with Achit makes you impure. By innate nature, you are Ananda Swarupa. You are always blissful. Enjoying that blissfulness of your own self is called Kaivalya. So you are always blissful. The third thing is the Atma eternal? Yes, Atma is eternal. This Atma is always there. Swami, I am born, I am dead. Till yesterday, my grandfather was with me. Now he is not with me. How come you say this Atma is permanent? Your grandfather was in the body of the grandfather till day before yesterday. Now he is in some other body. That's it. But he is always there. Arjuna was trembling. Arjuna was very much trembling. He knows he wants to rage a war. You just think of the situation of Lord Krishna. You have a child. Your child, takes you and, toils you to do some work and help him in some work and all that. Get to understand. She wants to take you to a movie. Okay, she wants to look for a movie, or he wants to look for a movie. And he perturbs you, and you never got permission from your office. Somehow you got permission, and you want to take your child, or for a theme park she asks for, you take your child. She goes to the theme park, she wants to go into the roller coaster. She wants to do all water rides. The moment you get the ticket and take the child inside that particular theme park, the child looks at the other children who are feared out of that particular ride and the height. The child starts crying, "Dad, come, we can go home." The child says, "Dad, come, we can go home." What will be your feeling? I have spent around 2,000 rupees to get into this, or might be 200 BD here to get into this. Now you are saying you don't want this. It is total waste of time and money. That's what has happened to Krishna. What happened? We want to rage a war. We want to do this. We want to do that. You got to help me. And he goes to Krishna and stands on the feet of Krishna and begs Krishna to come into his side, and Krishna gives out all his sena to all his people to Duryodhana. He makes, when it was not Amavasa, he made Amavasa by bringing sun and moon together. And he went as an ambassador, not as a peace ambassador, war ambassador he went. The purpose of going as an ambassador to create the war. Because this particular lady made a promise that she will actually tie the knot in her hair only out of the blood from the thigh of Dushasana. Who she believed and did this promise? Is it because of these 5 people? No. These guys are useless. Very useless. The moment this particular nonsense was happening, these guys were silently seeing at it. The greatest ever issue is when something happens, when something bad happens, either you got to save that particular person or you got to leave if you don't have the power to save the person. These people are quite powerful, and they would have, saved this particular Draupadi, but they never did this. Draupadi Paribhavattai kandirundadu Krishnabhiprayathinale pratamamana kuttam. Lord Krishna thinks that it was not Kauravas who did the greatest ever sin. It was actually Pandavas, then Kauravas. Why? Pandavas were the one who were just looking at it, what was happening, never did anything. They refrained to that particular aspect of they being lost in that particular game, so they want to sit silent. You got to break all the rules when something is happening to the women of that particular family. That was our tradition. Either it be Ramayana or the Mahabharata or the Silapadikaram, everything revolves around the lady or the woman of the family. So this happened there. This lady was standing and she raises the hand. Sankachakra Gadapane, Dwaraka Nilaya, Achyuta, Govinda, Pundarikaksha, Rakshamam Sharanagata. Sankachakra Gadapane. Look at my husbands. This guy doesn't have any weapons to protect me. Had I did Sharanagati to a person who is weaponless, you are Shankachakra Gadapani. Dwaraka Nilaya. Nilaya refers to a person who has a particular place. I am now placeless. I am now baseless. You have Dwaraka as your place and base. Please protect me. Achyuta. The word Achyuta refers to the one who doesn't leave his devotees. Had I fell in the feet of these 5 people who left their devotee like this? No, I am falling on your feet. Please protect me. Govinda. Govinda is the one who goes beyond the cow, who protects the cowherds. To protect, do you want me to be a gopi? If I am Draupadi, will you not protect me? Think that I am a gopi. Protect me. Govinda. Pundarikaksha. Look, Pundarikaksha is the one who has his eyes like a lotus, blossom lotus. Had I ever fall on the feet of a person who doesn't even have the eye, that is the jnana, like Dhritarashtra? No. Who is sitting before me is not, it is enough to, it is okay that if this person is blind, that is nothing wrong. His heart is also blind. His mind is also blind. His brain is also blind. He doesn't have jnana. That is the reason I am like this today. If he thinks he should have stopped his son, he doesn't have the capability to stop his son doing all these mischievous activities. Pundarikaksha, Rakshamam. The moment she left both the hands and took the hands like this and kept, Bhagavan came into her protection. So what is more important? When you are not able to protect yourself, leave it to him. Just go to him and leave it to him. So she took. At that moment, this guy Arjuna makes a promise. I will kill these people. At that moment, Bhima makes a promise. I will take out the blood from his thigh and keep it on the head, keep it on the hairs of this Draupadi. And Krishna does this a great, he gets into the sabha. Okay, is there a timekeeper here? At what time I should complete?
50 minutes over.
50 minutes over. Okay, good. Another 50 minutes will do. So now what happens is this Krishna, Lord Krishna goes to the sabha. Now, if he really wants the peace to happen, he should not done all this. The first thing what he did is eating in the house of Vidura. Why did he take food from Vidura? Because he knows Vidura is a weak point for Duryodhana. Duryodhana thinks that Vidura is of a low order nature, the caste. So he took food from Vidura. Did it? Made Duryodhana talk ill about Vidura by eating food there. The moment Vidura was insulted by Duryodhana in the Sabha, Vidura broke the bow and went out. Vidura was the Dharmatma and his bow was more powerful than anybody, which will bring laurels to the team in which he is into. Krishna knows that if Vidura is participating in the war along with Duryodhana, these guys are not going to win. So what he did? The first attempt was to move Vidura out of this. So he emotionally connected with Vidura. Then he emotionally attacked Duryodhana too. Told that the Dvishadannam na bhoktavyam Dvishannam naiva pochayet Pandavat Dushase Rajan Mama Pranahi Pandava. I should not eat from the enemy, nor I should provide food for the enemy. You are the enemies of Pandavas, so you are my enemy. This is what he told. This provoked him a lot. This guy, who is a cowherd, who doesn't have anything, just comes and takes food and disrespected me. Why did he disrespect me? It is because he is close to Vidura. Let me insult Vidura. He insulted Vidura. Gone. Vidura is out of the game. Now, the next try what he did, he wants to move Karna out of the game. So what he did? He went to Kunti and took the boon and asked her to talk to Karna and strategically made a decision in such a way that Karna cannot kill Arjuna. And he can use only once the Nagastra. He made all the preparation. When the Kalabali happened, it was an Amavasya day. To the unfortunate aspect of Pandavas, this guy Sahadeva was too honest. He planned a date in such a way that Kauravas will only win. It was an Amavasya. So what he did? Krishna preponed Amavasya. That is called Aravan Kalabali, we say. All these preparations have been done. And Krishna actually killed these people even before they came into the war. The only work Arjuna had to put the arrow into them and kill for the sake of killing. After all this guy comes and looks at and says, oh my God, I am looking at my grandfather. I am looking at my brothers. I am looking at my friends. How could I kill them? How will you feel? Arey, I did all this. I have actually went like an ambassador who is a Parama Purusha. I did all the work. Now, the moment we need to start the war, you start crying, is it? If we were there, we would have killed him. We would have torn him into pieces. But he never did it. He never did it. At that moment, he talks. What is that you are going to kill my child? Are you going to kill the Atma? Never. You are going to remove this Atma from this body. That's it. Atma can never be killed. The soul is neither born, nor the soul dies, nor having one existed, not it is going to cease to exist. It is always in existence here. Come on. It is only because of his connection with the body it did all this nonsense, not because by innate nature the soul is pure. So now what you are going to do is it is not a killing, it is actually removing the impurity from purity, the splitting up the body and the soul, by which you are doing good to the soul is not continue to do the bad things again. That's why he says, Achedhyoyam, Adahyoyam, Akledyaha, Aseshya Evacha, Nityaha, Sarvagataha, Stanuhu, Achaloyam, Sanatanaha. The soul is unbreakable. What do you think? Can you break the soul? Never. The soul is incombustible. The soul is something which cannot be burnt. And soul is neither damped. It is everlasting. It is in all places. It can never be altered. It is immutable. It never takes any, parinamam. We call it as, what is the equal word for parinamam? Evolution. It doesn't have any evolution. It is permanent. It is always in existence. Then what for you are worried now? This was the first question. So, this particular Atma is Nithyam. Always there. Now the next one is Anu. The size of the Atma is like an atom where you cannot even imagine. Avyaktam. Avyaktam means it is extremely subtle. Extremely subtle. How do you know you have Atma with you? Have you seen it? I am alive. How do I know? I am alive because my Atma is in the body. Have you seen the Atma? You have never seen it. How do you realize you are alive? It is because the other person is pushing his hands and legs and walking. So I am also doing the same thing. So I assume or I infer that I am alive. It is a Anumana Pramana. The existence of Atma is a Anumana Pramana because you cannot even look at the Pratyaksha. And the size of the Atma, the whole aspect of the Atma is out of Shabda Pramana because nothing ever other than the Vedas or Shastras explains you about what Atma is. Because Atma cannot be conceived from your five senses. It can be conceived and understood only out of Shastras. It is Atindriyam. So, it is Avyaktam. Next one is Achintyam. Can I think about Atma? Can I draw? You can draw Krishna. You can draw Rama. You can draw Sri Vallaban. You can draw Gokulan. You can draw Gopika. You can draw Lakshmi Narasimhan. Are you drawing his Atma? No. You are drawing a person who has taken the form of Gokulan. You are drawing the Atma which is taken the form of Gopika. So what it is? You are not drawing the person. You are drawing the person who has taken that particular body. That's it. So, Atma, you cannot conceive Atma. How it is going to look? Even amoeba you can draw by looking at the microscope, but not Atma. Right. So, Atma cannot be, conceived with your mind. Atma is not subject to change. This is never subject to change. And Atma is Jnana Shraya. Atma is a container of knowledge. Atma is a container of knowledge. Atma is pure bliss. Jnanananda Mayastvatma. Now, this Atma is Jnana Shraya. Atma is the container and locus where knowledge resides. And the Atma is a knower. Now, coming to the point, this is more important. Then what is Atma? Atma is the one which is Dharyam, which has been holded by Bhagavan. The Bhagavan who is inside you holds the Atma. Then Atma is Sesham. Atma is subservient of Bhagavan. And finally, the Atma is Nyamyam. Atma is controlled by Bhagavan. Now, coming to the aspect of doing of Atma, now coming to two different aspects. There are two aspects which is very important in this Atma. One is Jnanam, which is called Jnanamayam. Then the next one is Jnana Gunakam. Atma is Jnanam by itself and Atma possesses Jnanam. There are two things. Atma, that is called Dharma Bhuta Jnanam, Dharmik Jnanam. This is more important. This is a fulcrum of this particular Atma, which is Dharmi, which is Jnanam itself. The make of Atma is Jnanam. And Atma can also use this Jnanam. There's a different things. AI is Jnanam and AI uses its Jnanam to resonate. Not exactly the definition. What is artificial intelligence? It has Jnanam, it uses its Jnanam. Correct. Man has Jnanam and man uses his Jnanam. And light. So, Atma can show itself, at the same time Atma can show others. Light shows itself and it cannot know itself. Atma shows itself, Atma knows itself, Atma shows others. So, being itself, knowing itself, being light itself is called Dharmik Jnanam. The raw material for Atma is Jnanam At the same time, Atma uses this jnanam to know other things, know itself, show itself. So, dharma bhuta jnanam. How am I seeing this mic? Because the image of the mic through photons and neutrons, it is getting into my eyes. It forms a particular, image. Then I get to understand this is mic. So, the jnana emancipate from you, emulate from you, from where you get to know about this. Jnana gunaka, dharma bhuta jnana. So, the Atma are of three types. One is Baddha, Mukta, and Nitya. Who is Baddha? Baddha are people who are like us, who are always in samsara mandala, who suffer like anything, who is having pasi, pini, mupu, tumbam, hunger, anger, everything, thirst, everything. You are not able to sit for 2 minutes in a place properly because your leg gets into a big problem and then you got to change your leg even for sitting. So he is in such suffering. Mukta, the one who suffered yesterday but happy today in Paramapadam, who is called Mukta. Nitya, he is like Ananta, Garuda, Visvakshena, who is always in Paramapadam. These are all three types of Atmas. Now, coming to the portion of knowledge, that is Jnatritvam. Now, the ability to understand, the ability to do, Kartritvam, the ability to enjoy, Bhoktritvam. This is the basic ability or competence of Atma. What is the competence of Atma? The competence of Atma is the ability to know, the ability to understand. You get Yayeva Jnata, Sayeva Karta, Yayeva Karta, Sayeva Bhokta. Jnata, Atma knows. By knowing yourself, then by knowing other things, you do. Why do you do certain things? Because you know about it. Now, I get educated, then I go for a job. You go for a job, you earn a salary. So, reading is jnata, education is jnata, jnatritvam. Then, the ability to do, the moment you get educated, you do something, that is kartritvam. Once you do, out of your doing for 30 days, on the 31st day, your bank account is clicking that you have got the salary today, your face becomes bright, that is bhoktirtham, you enjoy your salary. Correct? I do not know what is the salary date. In Chennai and all, the salary date falls between 31st to 2nd. 25 to 30. You are a very rich person between 25 to 30. The moment EMI starts, your richness comes down. At the end of the month, between 20 to 25, you are the pauper here. Again, you become rich. This particular aspect is also like birth and death. From 25 to 30, you are born. This is like birth and death. Correct. So, this, Jnata, how do you do this? You get educated, likewise here also, you have the knowledge. The lion knows that it needs deer to survive. So the knowing is jnata. Karta, lion does something to get the deer. So it actually hunts the deer, karta. The moment it hunts and get the deer, it eats and enjoys, bhokta. Everywhere this jnata, karta, bhokta is there for all atmas, irrespective of the body, what it is into. But what you are, what is the understanding of your own self, what you need is more important to know what you want to do. Then what you do is more important to enjoy the result. So again, who am I is not at over. Now you have understood about what this Atma is. As an Atma, what I need. As an Atma, how do I reach what I need? As an Atma, how do I sustain the reach where I have got into? It is not going to be today. The real aspect of soul, who am I, is going to happen only tomorrow. Now we park here for the soul, that is Chit. Now coming to something called Achit. Achit is something which is different from this Atma. The one aspect that differentiates this Achit and Chit is Jnana and Ananda. This particular sentinel beings has Jnana, the ability to know, Ananda, the ability to enjoy. Does it know about itself? No. Does it know about others? No. Doesn't have Jnana and Ananda. The body doesn't know about itself. Body doesn't know about itself. The soul knows about the body. Soul knows about itself. So soul is the software. Body is the hardware. Only when the software gets into the hardware, it can work. As a hardware alone will not work. You got to boot it through your, some drive and then install the software. The installation of software is the birth. Collapse of the software, corruption of the software is death. And the working of the software is life. In that particular body, hardware. So, Achit is hardware. Atma is software. So, Achit and Chit should go inconsistent with each other so that some action is happening. Though Atma is Jnana, though Atma is Ananda, though Atma is blissful, it cannot exist alone. Pure Atma can never exist alone. It has to be in the Mula Prakriti. That's it. It has to be somewhere. The moment it gets into the body, then only the action starts. Like a software requires the hardware to work, the Atma requires the body to work. So the nature and composition of this particular Achit is, there are three kinds of composition of Achit. Shuddha Sattva, the one which is in Paramapadam, Gopuram, not here, there. The Paramapadam Gopuram, the Paramapadam non-sentinel beings are Shuddha Sattva. It knows about itself. It knows it can be Jnanam itself, but you cannot know what it is. Bhagavan can know, Mukta can know, Nithya can know. Now, Mishra Sattva, the things that are within this worldly stuffs, is called Mishra Sattva, which is made of Sattva, Rajas and Tamas. It has a component of Sattva Guna, purely good nature, Rajo Guna, a mixed nature, Tamo Guna, purely bad. All these three things are the mixture, the composition of more Sattva, lesser Rajas, lesser Tamas makes a person good. The pie, the one which occupies the most, becomes to be good, becomes to be dominant. If at all Sattva is more, Rajas and Tamas is less, then that particular person is good with that particular body. With Rajas more and Sattva and Tamas high, this person, he is quite egoistic. This particular Tamas more and Rajas and Sattva is less, this particular person is demonic in character. So, what is the composition of Achit with which you are into contact decides what kind of character you are. If your hard disk is not having enough space, it is not going to work properly, how much ever you store. Likewise, if at all this particular body has more of Rajas and Tamas, it is not going to work properly. It is going to behave frantically. It has a virus called Tamas. This virus is going to kill this particular software by wrong actions. Now, coming to the purpose or location. Shuddha Sattva is located in Vaikuntham. It is not located here. Mishra Sattva is located into this particular universe, physical universe. And Sattva Shunya, the third one is called Sattva Shunya, which is called Kalam. It doesn't have any Sattva, Rajas, Tamas. Kalam is a, relative aspect. Now, Gunas, Shuddha Sattva is 100% Sattva, and Mishra Sattva is a mixed aspect which is in a particular proportion or different proportion. And Kalam, that is the time, is devoid of all three things, these three things, Sattva, Rajas and Tamas. And Shuddha Sattva is natural, it is eternal, it is blissful, it is always self-luminous. The one like Gopuram or any other things like Gada, Shankha, all those are self-luminous. It need not, like this mic or this iPad, these things where you need the third source to show itself. You doesn't need so. It shows that I am here. That particular Shankar, Chakra or Gada or even, the Gopuram, Madal, everything it shows that it doesn't need a third source to know. It shows that it is in existence. Like Atma shows that it is in existence. That is Shuddha Sattva. But here, Mishra Sattva is binding and ever changing and abstracting. It always subject to change. Today, something which is mud, which is clay, tomorrow becomes a pot. Day after tomorrow, it becomes stone. Again, it becomes a mud. That is called Gatavastai and Patavastai. It is not permanent in nature in the sense. It is not in its permanent form. It is not in one single form like Bhagavan or like Atma. It is ever changing. The body is ever changing. When you are at 15, you just go to the mirror and for 10 times a day and you beautify yourself. Today I look so good here. Let me use this. Let me use this trimmer. Let me use this face cream. All that you do. Okay. At the age of 25, you go 5 times a day. At the age of 50, just because you got to go out, you just go twice a day. At the age of 70, you don't even like to go before the mirror. Correct. So why? The body is ever changing. The body which is yesterday is not today. The body which is today is not tomorrow. The body is ever changing. So what is death? Death is also not the pure destruction of the body. Death is a decomposition of body. Body gets into the mud. That's it. It becomes a mud. And nothing is in this world or in this universe, either it be Chitta or it be Achitta or it be Ishwaran, nothing has absolute destruction. There is no absolute destruction of these things. Matters gets into a clumsy form, which is destruction, which is pralayam. Matters which gets into a definite form, which is srishti. And matters which changes again and again, the new thing which has come out is the birth. The one which goes decomposing is death. That's it. Nothing is dead. See, when something which is not useful to you, you say that it is distracted. You have broken my phone. Means what? My phone is distracted. Means what? Does it mean that it is totally distracted? No, it is not for your use today. It cannot be used by you today because the use of the phone is being actually disconnected. That's it. So what the phone becomes? It goes into some other aspect and then it has been made into pieces and it goes as an ingredient to something else. So Achittatvam has Swarupa Vikara and Swabhava Vikara. This Achittatvam are of 24 types. That's why Nammalvar says, Pongaimbolanum, Poriyaindum, Karumendriyam, Aimbodam, Ingivuyire Pirakiriti, Manankara Manangale. These are of 24 types. These Achittattvas. These Achittattvas has Pongaimbolan. That is 5, different kinds of, Aimbulangal. You call Jnanendriya. Then Karmendriya. Then Poriyaindum, Karumendriyam, Aimbudam. 5 Tanmatras and Panchabhutas. And then Prakriti, Mahan, Ahankaram. These are all the 24 items that are there. These 24 items constitute this Prakriti Mandalam. So now what happens? This particular Prakriti Mandalam is being created by Bhagavan. Means what? Is being created by Bhagavan. It is not created, it is being expanded and gets into definitive form by Bhagavan. So these 24 tattvams. Again, the 25th tattvam is Atma. So this particular Atma is 25th tattvam, which reaches Bhagavan, which is 26 tattvams. There are only 26 tattvams. These 3 tattvams are split further into 26 different tattva. Now, getting to the aspect of Bhagavan. Bhagavan is the one whose nature is of Satyam, Jnanam, Anantam, then Anandam, Amalatvam. Satyatvam, Jnanatvam, Satya, Jnana, Anantatva, Amalatvam. These are Swarupa, Nirupaka, Dharmam. Bhagavan is the truth. Bhagavan is the knowledge. Bhagavan is infinite. Bhagavan is pure bliss. Bhagavan is also purity. This is Bhagavan. Like this Atma, he doesn't have a contraction or expansion of knowledge. His knowledge is always eternal and it is unbound. And it is Satyam. Kalattal alavittariya mudiyadavan. You cannot measure him out of time. Satyam. Jnanam. You cannot measure it out of place. Measure him out of place. He is present in this place. He is not present in. He is present in Bahrain. He is not present in the US. He is present in India. No, he is present everywhere. Omnipresent, omnipotent. And he was present yesterday. He is not present today. No, he was present always. Satyam, Jnanam, Anantam. What is Anantam? He is actually boundless. He is actually infinite. Vastu. He is present in everything. Every single damn thing. That's what Narayana Shabdam says. Antar Bahischa Tatsarvam Yapya Narayana Stita. Narayana is the one who is always resides inside every Nara, and Narayana is the one who has every Naram into himself. So he has everything within him. He resides in everything. The one who is within everything and who has everything within him is called Narayana. So his Vyapti is total. So Satyatva, Jnanatva, Anantatva, Amalatva, these 4 different qualities are distinctive qualities of Bhagavan. Now, coming to this particular Jivatma, Jiva has, that is coming to this, how he is differentiated from Jivatma is called his ability to control, his ability to reside inside Jivatma, his ability, Nyamyamai, hold Jivatma. So Bhagavan holds the Jivatma, Bhagavan controls the Jivatma, Bhagavan actually does everything he decides and as per his own will and wish for Jivatma and also Achit. Dharyamai, Seshamai, Nyamyamai. And then Bhagavan has 2 different things. That's where Ramanuja says, Akila Heya Pratyanikatva Kalyanikatanatva. Heya Pratyanikam means there is no other bad qualities which gets into him. You can never find any other good quality other than him. Every damn good quality is with him, which is immeasurable, which is infinite. And he is Jagat Karana. Bhagavan is the causal aspect of all these beings. Nimitta, Upadana, Sahakari, Karanam is Bhagavan. How is the causal aspect? You need 3 things for any creation. The Nimitta, the person, the doer. When you want to make a pot, you want a potter. And then Upadana. What is Upadana? Upadana is the raw material, the clay you need. Sahakari, you need the wheel to make the pot. In the creation of this particular universe, Bhagavan is the potter. Bhagavan is the clay. Bhagavan is actually the wheel. How it is possible? For any creation, the creator is different and the raw material is different and the, Sahakari, the machine is different. But what do you say? The machine is also Bhagavan. The creator is also Bhagavan. The raw material is also Bhagavan. How can it happen? The most important thing is Jagat Karana. How this happens? This Jagat Karanatvam happens because of this. He is Jagat Karana, like, there's a good analogy in Vedanta that says about his Jagat Karanatvam. Yatha Urnanabihi. You say a spider. How does a spider creates its web? It creates its web out of its, fluid, saliva. He creates the web. Then the spider resides into the web. Then the moment it wants to move out, he takes that web itself as a food. When a spider can become Nimitta Karana, Upadana Karana, Sahakari Karana, why can't the Bhagavan? He can be. So, how he is Nimitta Karana, how he is Upadana Karana, how he is Sahakari Karana? He becomes the Nimitta, the doer, by his own Sankalpa Shakti. Bahu Syam. He sits, suddenly he thinks, okay, now let me create. The moment he thinks that he wants to create, the whole creation happens. By his own thought, by his own sankalpa, by his own will, by his own desire, that desire makes him as a nimitta. Upadanam. Then how he becomes raw material, sir? That's right. He thinks everything becomes, how he becomes raw material? He becomes raw material by his existence into every being. He goes and sits into every being. Udal misai uyir yena karandu yengum parandu ulag. Karandasil idam thorum, idam tigal porul thorum. Karandu yengum parandu ulag. So by his existence, he becomes a raw material. You see the mic, you see me, you see the iPad, you see this table. Everything is in its form because somebody who is inside it, who is Bhagavan, who resides in it. Only if he is Antaratma in everything, every being will exist. So the basic existence of every being is dependent on him. So he is an Antaryami. Out of his Vyapti, out of his existence, out of his omnipresence, he becomes a raw material. Upadana Karana. Okay. What is the machinery here? What is Sahakari Karana? His Jnana and his Shakti helps him to become like this. So it is a Sahakari. So he is the creator. He is actually the raw material. His Jnana and Shakti is the one which helps him to become like that. Bahu Syam. The moment he does it, within 6 seconds, within seconds, every creation happens. Now still these people are actually researching about how this creation happens. Now say Peruvadipu. Great explosion happened. Within seconds, the whole universe is created. That great explosion is what is Srishti, which Bhagavan does. That's it. By his own Sankalpa. So, he is, so how to differentiate these three beings? Chit, Achit and Ishvara. Chit is subject to Swabhava Vikara, not Swarupa Vikara. Achit is subject to Swarupa and Swabhava Vikara. And Ishvara is never subject to any Vikara. Avikaraya Shuddhaya. This is the differentiating factor of Chit and Achit and Ishvara. Chit, the nature of Chit changes. The characteristic of Chit changes. The quality of Chit changes. Today this is mic. Yesterday it was a plastic. When it was a plastic, the quality was different. When it was a plastic, when it is a mic, the quality is different. And when it was a plastic, the shape was different. When it was a plastic granules, the shape was different. When it has become a mic, the shape is different. The shape is also subject to change, and also the characteristic feature is also subject to change with reference to Achit. With reference to Chit, the shape is not subject to change. It is always atomic in nature, but characteristic feature is subject to change because it gets in contact with Achit. Ishvara, either the shape or the characteristic feature, either the nature or the characteristic never changes because it is ever changing. That is the reason where Ajayamanaha Bahuda Vijayate. That is the reason where we say Avikaraya Shuddhaya Nityaya Paramatmani. The Paramatma is not subject to any change. Avikaraya. Paramatma is purity. Even when he resides, even in every damn thing, either it be good or it be bad, either it be Deva, either it be Asura, either it be a demon or it be a Deva, doesn't matter. He is always pure. The quality of the body affects the soul. The quality of the soul doesn't affect Bhagavan. So Bhagavan is an Antaratma. That is where Swami Ramanuja says that this particular Siddhanta is called Sharira Atma Bhavam. The Bhagavan is in existence in everything. In Visishtadvaita it says that Bhagavan is an Antaratma of the soul. Like the soul has a body, the soul is the body to Bhagavan, where the Bhagavan who resides into the soul actually dominates the soul, also the body, all the Achit and Chit. So he has this Achit and Chit as his Shariram. He is the Shariri. That is the reason where he is called Paramatma. He is called Antaratma. So this is the difference between Chit, Achit and Ishvara. Ishvara Tattvam is the one which dominates everything. Which Adiyenullan, Udalullan, Andattagattan, Puratullan. He is within me. He is within my body. He is out of this particular universe. He is within this universe. He is everywhere. He is in every damn thing. That is what was realized by Prahalada when this guy Hiranya asked, Hiranyakasipu asked, where is your Narayana? He told, Anilum Mulan, Anuvaiswar, Sadagurita, Konilum Mulan, Nisonna Solilum Mulan, Indra Tunilum Mulan. அவன் இந்த எல்லாத்துலயும் இருக்கான். When you break the atom into 100 different things, we talk about nuclear fission. Kambar told about nuclear fission before 1000 years, saying that when you break the atom into 1000 different things, he is existing into everything. That's where the existence of Bhagavan differentiates each and everything. So, if you want to know Bhagavan, you know about yourself, then you know about the obstacles, the Achit, you know about, then only you will be able to understand how he is great and how he is different. The self-concept. Now you got to know about me as Jnana and Ananda. Is the Jnana and Ananda is the only thing that defines you? Is there something above this? What is my connect with the God? Is this the true nature of mind? Is just Jnana and Ananda the true nature of mind? Mind? No, there is something else. To know about it, you got to come tomorrow. Like every serial ends with Todarum, I also put a Todarum here. So this serial has a climax tomorrow. Tomorrow is very important aspect. Even somebody has missed it today can understand the whole movie from its climax. Not like the movies that comes today, where you never understand anything even if you miss a scene. Not like that. Tomorrow is enough for you people to understand. Those who missed it, who are missing tomorrow, are missing something big in life. இப்படி எல்லாம் ஏதாவது சொன்னாதான் எனக்கு கூட்டம் வரும். So I invite you all again tomorrow. Let's meet tomorrow. Srimate Ramyajamatra Munindraya Mahatmane Sriranga Vasine Bhuyat Nitya Shrir Nitya Mangala.
நாம் பெரியோர் அல்லோம். We are not scholars and we are not pandits. நன்றும் தீரும் நமக்கு உரைப்பார் உலகென்று நாடோடி. We know that there are some scholars, pandits, gurus who are going to teach us, and we will approach them. This is what the statement given by our Acharya Swami Vedanta Desing 750 years ago, who was awarded by Sri Ranganayaki Tayar as Sarvatantra Swatantra. He himself says he doesn't know anything. So where we are all standing, the rice, that arisi, it needs the fire to become sadhana, the pakkopatanile. Even after becoming sadhana, it needs continuous fire. We can see that in the buffet system and all. After cooking that food, there will be fire continuously underneath of that bowl to keep that cooked thing, tasty. Continuous fire is required. Bhagavan Divya Prabandha Satsang, it has invited and it has enjoyed the great scholars like Velukudi Krishna Swami here in Bahrain for 20 days, year 2001 and 2003. He was here doing some pravachanams and all in Sri Swaminarayan Temple, Maharashtra Mandir. And later on, sometime, the Ramakrishna Swami, he was here for 7 days. And in Srinathji Temple, he was doing some upanyasam and all. Dushyant Sridhar Swami, he was here in Bahrain for 2 days, and he was also preaching all this about Krishna. Now, Sri Vallabhan Swami is here to continue that fire. So we need continuous fire in our life throughout that life. It's not that just by reading and understanding Bhagavad Gita or some other granthams, we will be knowledge, but that knowledge needs to be continuously in hot position, in a warm position, till we attain that moksha prapti. So for that, to keep us alive, to keep us in a lively way, Swamiji is here now. Now from Swamiji's Upanyasam today, we have learned some new things. We all so many times visited Tirumala and Srirangam also. We know the story of Kalabak Kalam, Swami's Srirangam Tirumala Kalabak Kalam, that Tiruvarangamula. But we couldn't correlate that when we reach the Tirumala Tirupati temple, there is a Rangamandapam there, and it has been recreated here. That's information we all got today from Swami. It's a big thing. Like that, so many things. As Swami said, tomorrow please attend and get that bhakti knowledge and everything. And about this Upanyasam, Santa Swami's Upanyasam, today evening and tomorrow evening, it's in Tamil. It's happening in Divya Prabandham Satsang Pura. So we are requesting everyone who is present here to come and enjoy the Bhagavad Gita today evening and tomorrow evening in Tamil. And tomorrow morning, as Swami said, it's again in the same place, same premises. He'll be having a discourse in English, continuation of today's thing. With this, today we will conclude and we'll meet again tomorrow. Srimate Sri Ramanujaya dear Nasi Shivana.
Shivanarayana, what a day it is to have such a blissful Upanyasam. And today, as said by Narasimhanana, evening we have Upanyasam in Tamil. It is more or less a continuation of the topic what he did today. The topic will be Tirupavayin Uravu. So, what is the relationship between this and that? So, that will be the word Tamil at 12, Pura 260 building. So, please do come and enjoy that as well. Please bring your friends and family